Greg Eckerman, a co-founder of Eric's House, and I'm here today with Dr. Kathleen Rickard, a DNP nurse practitioner with a specialization in natural medicine. Kathy's a big part of Eric's House. She provides one-on-one support for our members, guides a variety of our mind, body, spirit healing practices, and also serves on our board. You may have recently seen a segment that Kathy did on our labyrinth.
Thank you.
Welcome. Kathy, I want to discuss the concept of breath work with you today and have you give us a brief demonstration. I'm very much a novice in this field. I do have some interest in it, and you and I have had some great conversations about it. I think every one of us gets the idea that breathing is important. You know, it's kind of number one on the hierarchy of needs. We don't make it very long without that. But until fairly recently, I've never really been conscious of the need to breathe correctly, or the idea that there is a correct way to breathe. One of the things I've struggled with in my life is a tendency to mouth breathe, and although I'm quite confident I never snore, I'm pretty sure that if it did happen, it would be because I was mouth breathing at night. So I wonder if you could give us kind of a layman's explanation, not too deep in the science, because I know from personal experience you can go very deep in the science. But if you could just tell us why it's important to breathe correctly, and then and how to do that correctly, and then we'll kind of segue into a demonstration.
Okay, keep me clear on not going too technical. So here we go. So breathe, the breath. The breath is, of course, natural. It is something that we were taught, just breathe. There's just nothing about that. It's autonomic, meaning it's just automatic, and we thought that was the case. It turns out the yogis 2,000 years ago had another way of looking at it, and that they found a way to modify it just a little bit, or work with it a little bit to help modify or improve health. It turns out that it's bigger than that, because it works on the fight or flight mechanism, it works on anxiety, calms that down, it works on the immune system, it works on blood pressure, it works on all kinds of parts of ourselves. It can heal in so many ways. So my doctoral work ended up being on breathing techniques and physical health outcomes, meaning what beyond anxiety and depression could it help? And it had a plethora of things that it was able to accomplish just by changing the breath. So the breath, basically in this context, is to calm the body by dropping the shoulders, letting your diaphragm push down. In other words, filling the belly with the breath. Not that your belly gets full of breath, but you stretch out those ribs downward. By doing so, you allow the vagus nerve, our fight or flight nerve, to get a message from a different nerve called a phrenic nerve around the diaphragm. I know it's getting technical a little bit, but just basically there's a discussion from one nerve that makes you get out of the way of the car or not, and one nerve that allows the breath to be stretched. Those two communicate, and if everybody is listening to each other, the vagus nerve or the fight or flight nerve doesn't get a message that you have to get out of the way of the car. And if that's the case, it calms down, everybody else calms down, the body calms down, the nervous system calms down, and you heal. You have a chance to actually heal. That's the nutshell.
So I recall from one of our discussions that, and I'm going to drag you into some more technical stuff, but that one of the benefits of breathing through your nose is that it in the process of breathing, stimulates the pineal gland. And yes. So tell me why that's important.
So the nasal passages and the nerves that are in the nasal passages are sitting right below the pineal gland. The pineal gland is mandatory for the melatonin. In other words, a hormone that is a scavenger at night. That scavenger hormone called melatonin is housed from that pineal gland. That can be quietly accessed even during the day with the light shining. It can be accessed at any time by just allowing the body to have those scavenger called melatonin. Beyond that, the pineal gland is known as a seat of intuition. You can take that or leave it, but the energetically to just know things or to be able to be centered in yourself is housed there in the pineal gland. So being able to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose settles down the carbon dioxide in your body, settles down the diaphragm, calms the vagal nerve, settles everybody in, and you have the moment of pause to reset. And then you just, whatever time you just choose to do it, in my patients, I can do it, 5 breaths, and they totally change their face. They actually get rid of wrinkles. Their eyes are softer, and it can be done very quickly and very, very effectively.
So, in my encounters with discussions about the right way to breathe, a lot of times it's been in context of meditation, trying to meditate, getting in the right frame of mind. So it's interesting to me that the way I interpret that discussion about breathing in and out through the nose is it's almost like you're continually sort of massaging your pineal gland. And I know I'm saying it wrong. But what's also interesting to me is when in the past, when people have attempted me to teach me to breathe correctly, a lot of times it's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, but that's not what you're advocating.
That is one way. I think that's fairly American, actually. I don't think other forms of this breathing technique are done that way. Exhaling through the mouth is fine, and there are actually some meditations that are specific to that. But it's for a different reason. It's a different kind of energy reason. In our world, with our high anxiety, just typically, and our fight or flight mechanism all the time, driving or eating toxic foods or whatever, we just don't give ourselves enough pause. And the pause is through the nose. And they found in research that people that breathe through their nose at night too were healthier. They tended not to have as many inflammatory problems as those that breathe through their mouth. So there was a lot of information that has been shown over time about the benefits of mouth or nose breathing in and out through the nose.
So that ties back to that snoring problem that I don't have. So let's take a few minutes here. If you would kind of walk us through what we're going to do as we practice breathing, and then perhaps all of us together can get in 5 good breaths.
I think that's a good idea. I want to also point out that the real point of meditation is actually focus. It is not absence of thought. The absence of thought is a byproduct, and that's where you get all kinds of relief. But a lot of people are very anxious about being absent in thought. They can't. Their mind just goes da-da-da-da. But all of our minds just spin like crazy all the time. So it's really about high focus. So instead of worrying about this being a meditative thing, I want you to focus. I want you to imagine. So we'll try it this way. I just want everybody to imagine that their shoulders never move through this process. That's probably the biggest story of all. I sometimes will do classes of this breath work where I'll make everybody look at everybody else's shoulder and tap on them when they do it, because that's our biggest problem. If you breathe like this, you're not going to drop that diaphragm and you're not going to calm the vagal nerve. So there's the basic of it. So in through the nose, and now we'll do the simplest of one, which is counting to 4, in, counting to 4, hold, counting out to 4, controlling it, and maybe even counting 4 with no breath at all. It just allows you to have control and watch it. So when you're watching it to start, the best way I know of is to watch as if you're seeing little bubbly molecules come in. And just imagine you got little bubbles that are going into your nose, inhaling to the count of 4. Hold to the count of 4 and imagine them going down to your belly button. Because I really want you to spread out that belly and then expand those ribs as much as you can, keeping your shoulder down. After the 4 count, then you're going to exhale to the count of 4. And then watch them come out and be in front of you right here. And then wait. Maybe not 4, but maybe you want to wait. The more you can understand the structure of how that goes in by 4, wait by 4, out by 4, and hold by 4, you're then watching it and controlling it. And what they say in meditation is that when you're here, out here, and watching those bubbles there, and here, watching the bubbles in the belly, there's your meditative point. So you accidentally run into it anyway, and it doesn't have to be hard. So I think what we'll do is we'll just do a couple of breaths, and I will actually not be doing them. I will just count for you.
I'll breathe.
So if you good, so if you will try to make your body nice and tall, if you have your spine tall, it helps. And then I'm just going to have you just take a breath anyway, just to start things, and exhale. There. So I'm going to count. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Eyes closed if you can. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Watch your shoulders. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Watch those bubbles. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Deep breath in and hold. Feel your shoulders, drop them, and release. You should feel a softer feeling in your face. You'll feel a softer feeling in your eyes. I have yet to see a patient that didn't have that.
Well, thank you so much, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Everyone, take care of yourselves and keep breathing.